Hello, hello. This is DWTT coming at you live, and I'm going to say hello after these messages. Which one is it again?
This is DWTT coming to you from the Emirates.
Don't be alarmed. I am Gary's twin in the way that we are exactly the opposite in every possible way. It is I, Mr. Tom. I'm joined today by Player 2. Say hello, Tony Turner.
Hello, Tony Turner.
I knew he was going to say that. So, how are you, sir?
I'm okay. I'm a little disappointed because the way we were about 45 seconds ago, I thought you were going to start off with Major Tom. That's what it sounded like you were to sing.
No, my favourite actual spoken word thing is William Shatner when he did Rocket Man. I think it was at the 1978 Saturn Awards. My favourite one. Had my bags, something like that. Anyway. Sorry, getting a bit.
And there's toupee.
But could do 90 minutes alone on Shatner, right? But Player 3, new player. He put 50p in the machine. And it's like, there is a new player, or whatever it used to do on Mortal Kombat. So it's Coyg VA998. Why is it 9986?
It's just my favorite combination of four numbers. 99 and 86, baby.
So basically, that's Spencer's ATM number for anyone who wants to know. And sorry. If that turns out to be true, it's
I did that. But Tom, let's be serious. If that was my ATM number, I deserve to be hacked. Let's just be realistic here.
I'm true. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm doing well. It's a nice 60-something degree day in Virginia. It's about to be night here. It's 7:30, and I'm here and I'm ready to have some fun, man. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I'm here to have some fun.
I've got a plan. Don't worry. I've got a plan. I've
enough.
been working on it all day. All day, Tom. But first of all, we're going to go say hello to the Aussie Gooner who was here 11 hours and 56 minutes ago. So, well done, Aussie Gooner. He's probably waking up right now. So anyway, yeah, thank you for that. My main man from Sweden, Anders, with hello, boys. It's not how it sounds. Just anyway. And then BX Gunner is here with, oh shit, we're live. I didn't think there'd be any action tonight. Good evening, everyone. Well, if there was going to be action, it's not like Tony could stop me. Anyway, so, yeah. So E. Schwarzenegger, your DeVito. Come on now, Tony. Come on now. To be fair, I'm clearly the Schwarzenegger and Gary is DeVito, obviously. Come on now. Oh, what? Nah. Not having none of this. Hello, Ian. Hello, Pincushion Ian. And Slam going Nordic in the chat. William Shitner, how dare you? You can say what you want about me, Sam, but not the Shatner. Not the Shatner.
Next, he's to talk shit about Kit. He'll attack that poor little car and its flashy little lights.
Brocoin is a new shitty crypto coin. It's Vista code. And then, as I said this in the back before Press Live, Tony's smiling like he shagged a squirrel. Well, I didn't say exactly that, but he was suspiciously pleased with himself. So he's obviously done something with a furry animal of some kind. All right. Let's get. You have none of the showmanship for this, do you, Tony? You just splurge your load.
You told me we could do it on opening.
I said you could do it in the opening.
Oh my gosh.
I don't turn around to Gary, put the thing in front of it, and go, Gary, let's do the crisp of the week.
How often do you find fucking Cheetos flavored Lay's, Tom?
Probably as often as I found Lay's Subway and Lay's KFC and Lay's. What was the other one?
Are those like Cheeto flavored chips or like?
Yep. They have Funyun ones too.
Yep.
I've those
Tony, I insist that you open them.
Yeah, he's got to, Tom. I mean,
So
he's got me intrigued.
Yeah.
Oh, they smell like Cheetos.
That's good.
It's useful. It's useful. Tony, this is painful. You hold it up to the camera first. Have you never seen me do this every week for like a year?
Tony, it's about presentation. Presentation is everything.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so on the Tony scale,
the first one was 6.5 out of 10. Second one was 8.5 out of 10 because it was covered in more Cheeto dust.
So more Cheeto dust equals a higher grade, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. According to Anders, Lay's spring onion is the best. I'm not going to spoil what the crisp of the week is, but I will say it's not Lay's. Not Lay's.
Tom gave up on Lay's. Where were they at? Where?
They've got my trust back.
Where did you say they came from? Was it a German shop? What did you say?
No, I got them down a side street shop, where basically, like, it was one of those where I think after I bought them, I looked back and it had disappeared. So I thought it was a bit mystical. Yeah, a bit mystical. Anyway, Seabrook did a
magical disappearing chip emporium.
Yeah. So basically, lads, while we've convened here today, isn't because Gary's unavailable, but I'm contractually obligated to provide a show for him. Okay, not that at all. I thought we could discuss the international break because I know everyone loves it so much. Loves it. Just
why can't we just start the season in September and get all these done in the summer?
Amen.
I don't know. I mean, I can guess why they haven't done that.
There's nothing less
no one will watch it.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, sorry, go on.
No, there's nothing less compelling than an international friendly between the U.S. and whoever they played. In America, thank God we have other sports during this time. I'm just not that interested in the U.S. men's team unless it's a big tournament.
Oh, interesting. BX, would you like to enlighten us on how Portugal got on? I stopped looking when they were 5-0 up at half time. Ronnie did score twice at that point. So I'm guessing they piled on his stats a bit.
It wasn't a boring day today in international. People had to go shoot people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I did hear about that. That
was
acting
like we're Americans.
Yeah, most unfortunate. Obviously, I hope everyone's all right. And I mean, me saying that's not actually going to affect anything. I mean, whatever's happened's already happened. But I mean, I don't really know. Early Spencer for Christmas. Early. It was already there.
I found out what I wanted for early Christmas today.
But so basically, to do a bit of a behind the curtain, Paul, Spencer went to me, what's the topic today? And it was let's just say that's what he said. Well, it's that words, but let's just say that's what he said. Basically went, Mr. Tom, what's on the docket for today? And yeah, like he was the mafia, like, what are you doing today? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. And basically I was like, well, you can tell me what happened with the United States men's national team. And basically, Spencer's reaction was that of a gentleman who clearly hadn't watched the United States men's national team. So I was like, don't worry, yeah. The host takes care of the children, all right?
Look how much
I'm
dust that
going to
one
tell
has.
you what happened. I'm going to tell you.
I think the response, Tom, was laugh out loud. I have zero clue what they are doing.
That was exactly what was said, yes.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, I already forgot. I think we should actually acknowledge Tony's bad tweet of the day.
What was my bad tweet of the day?
Well, usually it's most of them. But,
He's eating them Cheeto crisp. He's enjoying them.
but Pulisic is showing Chelsea fans they know fuck all about talent. Pesci, come on, Pesci. What's up? Pigmentally challenged Gary's. Hello, Moss. Hello, sir. Basically, cut a long story short, Tony, I put a tweet out that we're doing show. And then Tony did a quote tweet. But Tony done one of my favourite typos ever. And it's probably what I might
I
call him
didn't
that
look at it. So
sometimes.
what did I type?
So I'm just going to put it up for the internet. But unfortunately, have to go through the old screen share phenomenon. And clearly, Gay has had too much rum in Barbados.
Gary. Well,
It's not what you
Gay's
wrote,
good.
though, is it?
No.
Not what you wrote, though. So the leader of the show, Gay. I hope you're enjoying Barbados. Being merry, of course. Clearly, according to Tony. Just
He's happy. He's nice
happy.
and gay.
He should be happy. If you're going to Barbados for 2 weeks and you're not happy, you wasted time and money. But still, just thought I'd.
I want to know how
Because
you
no one on the internet would have known that happened, but brought it to.
I want to know how he got 2 weeks vacation when he just started a new job.
He obviously had it planned before that, Tony. To which then they ask you, did you have any outstanding holiday planned? And you say yes. And then they have to honour it.
But they don't do that in the U.S., Tom. We take less holidays than anybody.
But they did do it because Gary's in New Jersey. So they do that, clearly.
Very
Depends on who you
work
work for,
system.
Tony.
Yeah. Obviously, that's the real answer. But Tom's second job is the head Oompa Loompa trainer at Willy Wonka's factory. Not many know that little fact. It's true. It's what I do in my spare time when I'm not doing my actual paid job or podcasting. I round up the Oompa Loompas, especially the naughty ones.
Who's doing the Oompa Loompa in the new one?
Wait, what? There's a new one.
Yeah, there's a new one that just started
Hornswoggle.
showing the trailer.
It's always
Oh,
Hornswoggle.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. So there's going to be a third one.
Yep.
Why are they fixing things that are not broke?
Don't ask me, Tom.
Because you add a little bit of CGI to it, Tom, and you can make a little bit more dollars.
This is upsetting. This is an upsetting development, but Hugh Grant. So. But don't worry, Spencer. I can tell you exactly what happened in the United States versus Germany game, right? So
Did a former Arsenal player start for the U.S.?
I'll be able to tell you that as well in a minute. But basically, you got creamed by the Germans, basically. I didn't realise it'd show up like that. So, you were winning, and then you were not winning. And then you lost. Okay? Pulisic scored, which must be why BX Gunner is talking about him like Chelsea have missed a trick. I mean, you had more corners, so you got that trophy. But yeah,
More
so,
offsides too.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Sorry, my apologies. I've done you dirty there. Yeah, yeah.
It's all good.
But yeah. I mean, obviously, I haven't watched it, so I can't talk about it like in depth. But that doesn't look too promising for a upcoming host nation.
These
Belgium,
things happen.
Sweden. Yep.
I do remember I got a text about this from a buddy of mine when I was at the MLS All-Star game. I had some libations in me at the time, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the Germany-US game?" And I was like, "Sure," and it never happened. So there's that story that goes to that. I don't know what I was thinking.
For the benefit of anyone that was interested, I do happen to have the lineup for you.
For who, Ghana?
No, the United States, but I've also got that all information. I was feeling a bit fancy. So basically, this was your lineup. So you had Matt Turner in goal. He don't play for Arsenal anymore, right?
Nope. He's a Nottingham Forest guy.
Right, okay. Is he their starting keeper?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he is.
Okay. I don't know who Scally is, but he's probably some kind of wag. Richard, Ream, Dest, Rayner, Musa, some fat fucker, Tim Ware, Balogun.
Leeds legend, Weston McKennie.
If legend means turned up overweight and then left heavier than he joined, then yeah, Leeds legend, Weston McKennie. Tim Ware, Balogun, and Christian Pulisic. I mean, do you think Balogun's regretting his choice to? Well, he don't play for you anymore, does he? You just don't care. Okay, fair enough. But didn't know if anyone had any.
He didn't want to leave though. Arteta didn't want him to leave.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
no, I'm with you. I don't know if he did or not. I mean,
he's always liked the club. He wanted to sign that deal way before it got done. I wouldn't want to stay with the club if they wait until he signed a contract. Then you can finally play an under 23 game. Wasted his whole year.
Yeah, I mean, we'll never know with him, right?
Yeah, we won't know much about any of our young players besides the ones that were already playing when Arteta got there.
And it's like, if he does end up coming back to England, that's when I guess the real comparison will start, and where it eventually. I mean, I guess at the end of the day too, Eddie Nketiah and Balogun will be compared against each other, right? I mean, is that fair? I don't know, but the argument for Arsenal fans' perspective is that Eddie was chosen over Balogun, right?
Yep.
So,
or an Eddie that should be in his prime, being 24 years old.
I don't think Balogun's regretting going to the U.S.
No.
I don't think he is at all, because even bare minimum, he'll be the backup striker to Ricardo Pepe. But
so, all right, let's go on to that, and let's go away from the Americans, who obviously they stank up the joint in terms of the score. But let's go to a team that actually stank up the joint in terms of the actual product on the pitch. The English, where oh man, this was rough. I've said this to a few people, but I was watching The Walking Dead, I then changed the channel onto the England game, to which I then realised I was watching football and not still watching The Walking Dead because it was dull as dishwater.
Tom, which of the 7 Walking Dead series were you watching?
I'm up to 5.
No, they have.
Oh no, I'm only watching the original, not one of the spin-offs.
They have 7
Yeah,
shows
yeah.
now.
Yeah, no, just the original. But I'm up to the 5th. They've just escaped Terminus.
That's why I
People who
stopped
watch it will
watching
know
it.
what I'm talking about.
I stopped after the 5th season.
All right.
I never saw it.
So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I'm not the biggest fan of zombies.
Start watching season 6, 7. You'll change your mind up.
What do you mean? Like good or bad?
It's not good.
Okay.
Kind of like Game of Thrones, season 8, just kind of.
Season 7.5 and 8, yes. Once I got ahead of the material of the books, it went to shit.
I've not read one word of their books.
And I still think he's going to die before he finishes the 2 books he's got left.
Jeez, you better get to writing. Tom Dinklage.
Cheers, Ian.
I drink and I know things.
So you have your Ric Flair shirt on today?
I do. I thought the yellow would show up more in the
dark.
Yeah, no. It's one. My thing with this shirt is I love the crazy Leeds away kit designs that we tend to come up with. Keep in mind, so not good, crazy, but we also never won a football match in this shirt, so I'm conflicted. Because basically, the last time Leeds won in a away kit was about 2 years ago.
Still haven't won an away kit in the championship?
We've not really worn it. We've played the games we have won. Yeah. We've played in the white shirt away. Okay. We did wear the fruit salad kit at Birmingham, but that was the game where half the team went on strike. Then half the team went on strike. Or not half the team. That's a lie. That's exaggerating. But a couple, 2 players. No, Willie Nonto definitely. Sinstera allegedly went on strike because they were going
What's
on
the fruit salad kit, Tom?
It's basically like a combination of pink and yellow, like orange yellow. It's really hard to describe, but in England there's like sweets called fruit salads, and that's the colour it is. But yeah, basically just. I believe our last win in away kit was the final game of when we won at Brentford to survive.
Kind of like our bus and train kits.
Oh, hang on, that was in the 3rd kit. But our last win with the actual 2nd kit was a 4-0 win at Burnley in the 1st season we got promoted. So, but anyway, that's one for the people watching that would have absolutely no interest in knowing that, but that's fine. Right, so I found this just on the off chance that people may or may not be interested or whatever, but your players might show up on this. Well, yours won't. I just realised it's mainly Arsenal, isn't it? But, basically, I got the England formation for the game against Australia, and let me shake this up a bit. So, Sam Johnson in goal. Got to be honest, I still didn't know he played football. I couldn't tell you. Who's he play for now? Couldn't tell you.
Crystal Palace.
Oh, amazing. Thank you.
Anytime, sir.
because it feels like he's been on loan from Manchester United to various teams that get relegated since 1946. But ostensibly that changed. So we've got, they're going double pivot, Gallagher, Henderson, Ollie Watkins up front. Did you know Ollie Watkins has now scored in 2 consecutive appearances for England?
Way to go for him.
Good stuff.
The last time was over 2,000 days ago. It sound like that. Just
Why didn't you save up for your trivia question at the end of the show?
that's a free one. That's a free one. Don't worry, it's a free
He's
one.
got a
I got
better
one.
one lined up.
Let me double check. I have got a better one actually. Actually, I told that wrong. Sorry, it was 560. It did 2,000 seem far too long. It's 563 days. Because he scored against San Marino, I believe. The actual record holder, or the longest between an appearance, was a player called Mike O'Grady between 1962 and 1969, which was 2,335 days. The more you know, the more pointless stuff you know.
That's kind of like double Roman Reigns' reign.
Exactly. He's so good. He's the greatest. So, I mean, is there any Arsenal in this lineup? No, because half your team basically went, we're not going on international duty. Not true. Not true. If anyone gets upset. Not true. Not true. Making up. But I do know how your lads have done on international duty, because I went to the trouble of finding out. Right? Excuse me. Okay. Martin Odegaard played a full 90 minutes in the 1-0 defeat against Spain for Norway. However, he did play 78 minutes against Cyprus. I believe that was a 4-0 win. Because of course it was. David Raya,
because they were playing Cyprus. How does
That's
Cyprus
true.
even fit together enough players to have a team?
Oh, come on. There's a far smaller team than Cyprus. Come on now.
San Marino.
Our very own Chris Nix, I believe, has a Cypriot heritage. How dare you, Tony Turner? Dare you? How dare you? And it's a very popular holiday destination for Brits. Well, it was. I don't know if it still is. Yeah, thank you,
Stan's
BX.
mom lives there.
Yeah, it's a great place to live, supposedly. Yeah. So, thank you, Sam. Very kind of you. Seriously, he's a nice lad. He's a nice lad, despite his comments. Raya, unused
Sam
sub.
Greenwood you're talking about, Tom.
No. I'll Sam.
One
Unused
that
sub
played for
against Scotland
Arsenal
and
Leeds. Is that the Sam Greenwood you're talking about?
doesn't play for Leeds anymore. He's on loan at Middlesbrough. Scored last weekend.
I said played for Arsenal.
Yeah, I know you said played, but if you're going to interrupt me, I was going to interrupt you with more nonsense. So,
well done, sir.
Yeah. Oh, you don't got anything after that, Tony? Not got anything? Oh, thank you. Right. Kirior. Is it Kirior? Right, so it's a W, but it says like a V, right?
Not any better than Rob Holding, apparently. You sign him and you don't play him.
All right, we'll come back to that. 90 minutes in a 2-0 win over the Faroe Islands, but 90 minutes in Poland's 1-1 draw with Moldova. What are you laughing at, Mr. Greenwood? And Kivi, yeah, I thought the W acted like, yeah,
not a fruit.
And as referenced before, Thomas Partey played the first 45 minutes in Ghana's 2-0 loss to Mexico. Zinchenko played 76 minutes, notching an assist in Ukraine's 2-0 win over Macedonia. Rice and Ramsdale, unused substitutes against Australia. But Eddie Nketiah did come on in the 72nd minute. Okay. The man whose name I hate hearing on Arsenal podcasts, because you know it's just immediately going to create a powder keg of opinion. Kai Havertz came on in the 62nd minute, of Germany's 3-1 win over the United States men's national team. Congratulations in order for Gabriel Megalegs, who scored his first international goal in Brazil's 1-1 draw with Venezuela, who I thought was an instrument that got used a lot at the 2010 World Cup. But it turns out it is a country. Anyway.
I thought he scored with them before, like in the Olympics.
He may well have. I think I read it. I don't know. If it isn't his first international goal, then I'm wrong. Whatever. But let's just pretend it was. Okay. Gabriel Jesus came on for the final 30 minutes, and Tomiyasu played in the first half of Japan's 4-1 win over Canada. Not Canada. No, it was Canada. Excuse me. It was Canada. Japan have been scoring goals. They've scored like 4 goals in the last 4 or 5 games. Oh, look who popped up after Tony just decided to destroy Cyprus for no reason. Funny that.
I didn't destroy them. I just asked how they can form a
Have
proper
a good
squad.
night, Mr. Greenwood. Thank you for your support, sir. And pink cushion, like the W in Wenger. Exactly, that was exactly my thinking. Thank you. Someone called Bronco in VA 9986, definitely not an ATM number, has said, we got Super Kai Havertz. We got Super Kai Havertz. Super Kai. So, on his Superman uniform, it will just have Kai with the. Is it a K or does it actually say Kai?
Oh, it's K-I. It's got to be K-I-A.
Yeah, just wondering. No harm in that. So, anything that sticks out to you from the international breaks? Because I'll be lying, I don't really pay attention to it. This is just words and letters and numbers.
No, I don't pay attention to it at all. I'm not gonna lie.
The only thing I was curious about was the positions some of those players played.
Cobra Kai. I love Cobra Kai, just for say. But what I'm going to say is, Tony, can you repeat what you said, please?
I said, how did Cyprus form get enough players to have a team on the pitch?
Yeah, he doesn't understand how Cyprus have an international football team.
Now we'll see how angry Chris is with me.
Not going to get angry at all. He's not going to get angry at all. He's a nice lad.
And he knows it's the truth.
Forming a team and making a team that's good, there's 2 different things.
Yeah. You can't even answer that. I took up for you, Chris. I straight away was like, how dare you say that when Chris Nix is in the community? How dare you? Anyway, so who do Arsenal have at the weekend? I should know this as the host of a supposedly Arsenal-themed show, but let's be fair.
That would be Chelsea Football Club.
You're coming back off the break and you're playing Chelsea?
Yes.
I mean, let's be fair. Don't matter who you play. You beat the best team. So, don't really matter who you play, surely. Like, you beat anyone.
Depends on how good they show up, you know.
Do you happen to know what I was going to say? Do you happen to know what time it is? Obviously, it'd be different, wouldn't it? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let's have a look. Arsenal. I typed in Arsenal. Sorry. So basically, 5:30. So it's an
5:30.
evening kickoff. Yeah, the evening kickoff.
12:30 game.
Sorry. Let's do this as well. The Broncos sure suck in. Chargers hosting Seaboys tonight. Who's the Seaboys?
The Cowboys.
Oh, Cowboys. My apologies.
That team that had a kicker last year that could kick a field goal to save his life.
That was amazing. I sat here.
What did we say here for like an extra hour?
Yeah, because it was the backstage of the trip where basically we just kept seeing that Cowboys had a kicker that he like missed 4 field goals or something. It was incredible.
Went to bed that he scored one.
It was unprecedented. I was worried that I was never going to get to go to bed that night because he wouldn't have scored one. But anyway, so the Cowboys, the Cowgirls, according to Moss,
Gary's favorite team.
Yeah, they certainly are. I don't know why he likes them.
Don't know.
Because they were supposedly America's team.
But Tony, actually, I was going to say, why does he like the Cowboys? But then you answered it because you said his name is gay. And let me just say, despite all the jokes I'm making about that, there's literally nothing wrong with that. Right?
You should see him with his chaps on.
Come on now.
Just chaps. It's funny that people say assless chaps because all chaps are assless. But
why are you trying to put this image in my head when you know it's like 1 a.m. here? It's 1 a.m. here, so I'm closer to going to sleep than you are, and you still you've implanted that seed.
So you're like seeing like a naked Ian, right?
Tom's gonna wake up sweating at 4 a.m. and be like, "Assless chaps."
Yes, that is Spencer's right. I'm worried now that this is a thing, and you're gonna wake up to. I'm just going to tell you right now, Tony, just so you're not surprised and save us a lot of time. You're going to wake up to a direct message tomorrow saying "fuck you."
On which platform, Tom?
Might do it on Twitter and with WhatsApp.
Okay.
I haven't decided yet. It'll probably be Twitter. Because
maybe you'll do both.
Like Rikishi.
Yeah. Well, because you don't really show up as online on Twitter. As soon as you go on like WhatsApp, so everyone's like ping. It's like fuck off. Leave me alone. I hate people. What I mean is, I love the audience. Okay, don't leave the trip just because I said I hate people. All right. But I do. No. Sorry. Plenty of zoom-ins for Tony. Oh, it's a week ago that Spencer was making all those memes of you. It was great. I say all those. I say that like it was 100. It's two.
Yeah, it's 2.
But
memes are a way to operate, man. If you're not operating in memes,
what's weird is
memes currency with me.
All Tom used to post on his Twitter was memes. Then he started doing his wrestling, starting from the 50s, and he started deciding to live tweet about those. Now, since we have a wrestling show, he doesn't give a fuck.
Well, no, because a lot of my time is spent doing the wrestling show. Like
you don't care what happened in 1981 anymore, do you?
Well, no, I'm probably going to see it at some point because there's only so much wrestling we can do on Classic Watch-Alongs.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm going to ask you, Tony, and this is really important, like the most important question ever posed by a human being, ever. Okay. What was the last movie you watched? and I want you to rate it out of 46.
Trying to remember what the fucking last movie was.
Don't name a porno.
Give me a second, though.
If anyone wants to win my bit of paper with the international records written on them, then they might be up for grabs in tonight's question of the day or question of the week, even though we do 2 a week. And I will also throw in this commemorative Jacksonville Jaguars badge. Displaying the 10. No, it's a clip-on badge. It's do apologise. It. I believe it's meant to, I could be wrong, but I think it's a fair guess that it's to commemorate the 10th year of the Jacksonville Jaguars playing home games in England.
They're your team.
They're not my team, but they tried to be, clearly. I can't remember if I've said it on the shows before, but I remember 10 years ago, the NFL used to be on channel. There'd be a live game. It was Sunday Night Football would be live in England on Channel 4. That's basically like terrestrial television. Like everyone can watch it and for free. And they always, at least 3 times during the show, they would run these adverts and say, "Come and see your hometown Jacksonville Jaguars." So I was like, not my fucking hometown Jacksonville Jaguars. What the hell are we talking about? I believe, I don't think it'll ever happen, but I think they want it to happen. I think they want Jacksonville to move to England.
I mean, you got an owner, you know.
Can I do series instead of movie, Tom?
You can, but can we go back to what Spencer was saying?
I mean, you know, Khan, who owns Fulham, you know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's more likely for them to go to Canada, put a team there, but just for logistics purposes. But they're pushing it and they're testing it out, right? Like they got Jacksonville playing games in England and then coming back to the States and playing a game the following week. I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, they go 4 hours or 3 hours the other way from East Coast to West Coast to play a game. All those people on the West Coast just pop ahead 5 hours. But, I mean, again, the West Coast teams would have to pop almost 7 hours. I mean, it's feasible. I mean, I'm sure they want the market. But, you know, I mean, it's funny because, like, when I talk to people from England about football, when I talk American football,
yeah,
some people like it. Some people don't care. Some people don't understand it, which I find really kind of crazy because it's a very simple game.
Yes.
I mean, I can understand not understanding coverages and reading plays. I get that. Like, even Americans don't know that. But some people I talk to them about college football, and it's like you're talking about calculus with them. Like, it's not that complicated. You know what I mean?
I know enough, like I think it's fair to say my knowledge of it extends to I can watch a play and I can know based on what happened if it went well or not. But I couldn't necessarily explain why, if you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't, like you say, like the actual the formations and the tactics, but I know the rules to some, you know, the basic rules. I don't necessarily know what the tuck rule is, but I've heard of it.
Neither do we.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't even know what a catch is over here, too. They were talking about it yesterday. But it's like, you know, Thursday, I'm watching the Broncos games play against the Chiefs. And Thursday Night Football had the all-22 camera, which is like a above angle of the play. And you can see where the route trees are going and where the players are going, who's a projected blitzer. It had next-gen stats, you know, attached to it. I mean, it was excellent. But, you know, it's like I almost wish they did that with you know, European matches, you know, like the European football to kind of like, I don't know, just show a little bit more statistics on the screen, or at least not in the main feed, but in like a secondary feed, like, hey, this is this data, and I don't know. The NFL is all about data. I mean, it's more about data than football.
That's my favorite part about the college playoffs is the fact they have like the coaches feed,
oh
and
yeah,
they have like a statistic one. They have
yeah.
like four live feeds going on.
Like when
The
they got
only
6
thing I would,
going, that's excellent. Go ahead.
the only thing I would say about our game, sorry to interrupt, was I think they already do what you're asking. It's just not on the TV. Like you can just go online and find out what you're looking for. So, and they're doing it on the assumption that you're holding your device on your all times anyway. So when you're watching football, you're also like you're like basically 99% of people are doing this.
Yeah.
During so like so that it is available if like you know where to look or if you got reliable. If you got let's say if Google was being reliable that day or whatever, but
it's just not
I
promoted.
used to do it more when Fox had the coverage of like the Champions League and stuff. They would cover it more statistics.
We get a lot of like say on the final day, the table's constantly on TV. Like it's not superimposed like 100% there, but they're all whenever something happens, it will come up.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that sort of thing though is that because it's usually Man City have got to win on the final day. Basically, there was never any point to. It must be 2 seasons ago now. There was never any point in that final day battle with Liverpool where Liverpool overtook them. So you kept bringing the table up and it was the same. Because even when Man City were 2-0 down, Liverpool weren't winning. So nothing changed.
Yeah.
But anyway. Tony, you was going to answer with a TV series, I believe.
Yep.
Please
Twisted Metal.
Is that the video game?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it good?
If you like a video game, maybe. But it's like it's a C-class type movie. So I give it like 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
But it is something you need to watch though. So I'll bump it up to 3 out of 10.
Okay. Mr. Spencer, what was the last movie or TV show you watched, or whatever you want to share, really?
Well, I watch a lot of sports, so the last thing I watched was The Office. And
the American one, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, for sure, that's the best one.
Oh, it's not. Come on now.
It is like literally season 1 through 4, excellent. The UK Office is excellent too, but I mean we have an episode called Diversity today. Do you have that? Have you seen that episode? They don't air it on TV anymore because it's so improper.
We did have that Diversity episode is based on the episode where they do the training day.
Fair enough. I just think ours is better.
I'll tell you what, because I like the American version.
They're both excellent. They're both excellent.
Yeah. But the thing I would say is that our version is our version, but your version sucked when it tried to be a carbon copy of our version. The first season of The Office is where they basically scene for scene copy the English one, and it nearly killed the show.
Yeah. I mean, that was pre-Michael Scott with hair plugs, and he was a little fat during that too. It was a little rough the first season for certain.
If I remember rightly, he in between season 1 and 2, that's when 40-Year-Old Virgin came out, I think. So then his star power shot up like through the roof overnight. I could be entirely wrong in this, but I think that's what happened. I mean, and then obviously the TV show were like, yeah, but he's more of a bit part in Anchorman though, isn't he? Like he's like 4th in the pecking order at best.
Yeah, he was. That's another great movie.
Don't get me wrong. I'll give him this. And you can tell when he became a star because Anchorman 2, he is in it far more prominently compared to Anchorman 1. My parents think that's the worst movie they've ever seen, by the way.
Anchorman?
Just find that. Yeah, they hate it.
Hmm.
They absolutely hate it. They don't get any of it.
Dude, I was surprised by a movie that my physical therapist hated.
What's that?
Denzel Washington. He said it's the worst movie ever did, which is Training Day, which I love. But
What?
yeah,
Training. Actually, you know what? I'll defend them somewhat. Training Day as a movie is bang average. It's a bang average movie. Denzel Washington in Training Day is incredible.
I know. That's what I kept.
The performance
He
is
was like, I loved him
sensational.
in Malcolm X,
Yeah.
but didn't like him in Training Day.
But the movie, you could literally there's 10 other movies, I'm being generous saying 10. There's 50 other movies that are exactly like Training Day. But the other 49 don't have Denzel Washington in it going,
You need a boy, I can't miss.
I loved him in that movie.
That is 100% accurate. I do think that Training Day is an average movie, but Denzel, everything Denzel does,
yes.
he makes better.
Yeah.
Like his acting, him, Will Smith, Leonardo DiCaprio, they can make an average movie really good just by the way they act. I think
It took me a long time to become a DiCaprio fan.
The Equalizer is a great example of what you're saying based on what I said. But I love the Equalizer films. But 2 and 3 specifically are literally straight to DVD quality films. But Denzel Washington elevates it to basically he makes you forget that what you're watching is average. And it blinds you because it's like, this is amazing. It's like, it's not, but he's great. It's just great in everything.
Doesn't the Equalizer remind you of like a Steven Seagal film almost to an extent where like it wants to be excellent. Like Steven Seagal films are what the Equalizer, Denzel doesn't even try and it's an excellent film, and it's just, 100% right.
I enjoyed the third one. Like, I loved watching it. Like, it was great watching it, but it's because I want to enjoy it because I know he's trying. He's very good. Like, even when he's not trying, he's very good.
Man on fire.
Whereas when Steven Seagal's not trying, it's obvious. Steven Seagal ain't tried since 1994. But anyway. Sorry, Steve. Sorry. Sorry, I'm a fan of Steve. What am I doing? Do you know, he was putting on a bit of weight while making Under Siege 2, and this is alleged, but I think it's true. He said, I'm gonna wear this girdle, and but after we shoot the movie, I'll lose the weight. He didn't lose the weight. Never lost the weight. In fact, he put on more weight. He's never see anyone say anything good about him. That's what all I will say. But if you Google Steven Seagal crime or criticism or whatever, rich of information. His Wikipedia page is a treat. Sorry. What was you going to say, Tony? Sorry.
I said I think it's a crime we didn't get more seasons of the Van Damme series.
I've never seen it. I've not even seen Steven Seagal Lawman or whatever it was.
Just get on Amazon and watch it.
One of my favourite things relating to him was when Family Guy did a scene on him where they've obviously drew him a massive belly and he's picking a fight with some SEALs. And he does the thing in it, which he does in every movie since like 2010 or something, where he doesn't physically move off the spot. but he just slaps his arms around really fast, and everyone moves around him and sort of bounces off of him. Like, there's a film called Maximum Conviction. I bought it for 50p in a local DVD shop. Okay. It stars Steven Seagal and Stone Cold Steve Austin, to which I immediately was like, I need to see this film. I have to see this film. So I did.
Was it worth 50p, Tom?
I would have gladly paid £2.40 for it. It was everything I could have wanted in schlock. But there's a bit in it where Seagal turns around to Steve Austin and goes, "Oh, getting a bit slow, old man." To which I immediately went on Wikipedia and I was like, "You're like 15 years older than Steve Austin. How dare you say this to him?" Because he's royalty too, and clearly, as a wrestling fan.
What about those WWE movies they used to make with like John Cena, Randy Orton?
Don't go
They started
there
at a good level. Sorry, what's that, Tony?
I said, don't get Tom started on this.
Right, obviously, I believe the first one was Cena. Actually, technically, the first WWF movie was No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan in 1989, technically, which is incredible. I mean, it's not good, but I love it because it's got Zeus, and he had the best opening entrance of any villain in anything I've ever seen, where he just knocks down the door in this bar, like just knocks it off its hinges, walks in, and some waitress comes up and goes, "Can I get you a drink?" Immediate backhand. I was like, all right, that's some good heel heat there. It's pretty good heat. But anyway, sorry, just
you should save those for Wednesday for the full Nelson podcast. Huh?
Who remembers Steven Seagal released a reggae song? Doesn't surprise me at all. Because he did go through that period in the early 2000s where he did think he was black. Steven Seagal. Where he'd be like doing films with like DMX and that. He's like, "Yeah, I'm one of you." And it's like, they're looking at him like, "You're what?" Anyway. So, yes, this is a great comment from BX Gunner. I believe The Condemned is the greatest movie the WWF ever made from their production. It's really good. Don't get me wrong, it's not original. Like, I'm not saying they've reinvented the wheel, like loads of people on an island and you got to kill each other. I mean, it's not revolutionary, but it's that concept done really well with Steve Austin and Vinnie Jones. Vinnie Jones doing what Vinnie Jones does, basically. Like, "Oi, mate, what are you fucking doing? I'm gonna fucking fuck you up," or whatever. And yeah, it's not bad. One of their biggest flops, though, because they invested so much money into it, that it basically every person in this show would have had to have watched it about 400 times for it to make money. So I just bought it on DVD instead. But anyway, so wait, who plays guitar? Steven Seagal plays guitar.
He's probably talking about Steve Austin.
Oh,
No, Steven Seagal. Who remembers when Steven Seagal released a reggae song?
yeah. I heard that once Steven Seagal picked a fight with one of the stuntmen and they put him in a chokehold until he shit himself. I don't know if I've totally made that up, but I'm sure it's like an urban legend. I'm sure it is. But I hope it's true. There's something I have seen on the internet. I swear, I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. There's a video of Steven Seagal doing like an Aikido exhibition at like some karate fair. And he basically just stands there as like doing Steven Seagal because he is him. And basically just starts throwing these guys around where they take it's like watching him film a movie. Yeah, like they take turns to just get thrown around by him. When it's like, no, if you actually did double team him, you would win because this is real. Just so, what are you two watching?
What?
You're both like looking up there, like fuck's up there.
Oh, sorry.
I was looking up the list of WDE movies.
I believe the first in 2006 would have been See No Evil, then The Marine, then The Condemned.
2002 was Scorpion King.
Oh, they're involved in that as well, weren't they? Because they let Dwayne be in it, they had to get like the producer credit or whatever it was.
Yeah, Run Down, Walking Tall, See No Evil. Then The
That
Marine.
had nothing to do with the rundown, but like again, because they let him be in it, it was very much a like Vince McMahon's like
Same
named
with
as like an
Walking
executive
Tall.
producer. Yeah.
The first three were all rock movies.
Yeah.
So, Tom, we have a
Yes,
big
sir.
game this weekend. The Green Bay Packers take on the Denver Broncos. And I'm hoping you guys beat the crap out of us. I'm with that number one pick. So,
well, I'm hoping we beat the crap out of you too, but I'm no American football expert. All right, let's get this clear. But I get the feeling that this is very much a let's see what we can do with the guy that we drafted a couple of years ago, and maybe he'll surprise you because I think he's won more games than people expected at this stage.
depends on who you ask, but yeah, I mean that's probably what the feeling is right now. I mean, the
All I
quarterback.
care about is about old school Bronco to be on the helmet again.
Yeah, I mean they did that last week or 2 weeks ago with the Color Rush game against the Jets, and yeah, the old Bronco is the best. So.
I've never seen Peacemaker apart from his turn in Suicide Squad, so I don't know if I have any way of watching it. I will say he's very good at like in what he's in, John Cena. I'll give him that. I think the argument is like people debate like who's the best wrestler actor, and the thing is like The Rock is in things that make loads of money, whereas Batista's bit parts in good films.
Yeah, Batista was excellent in that Bond movie.
I thought he was really good as well.
I was surprised he died so early in the movie, but he was excellent in it. He was like the perfect villain.
I get the feeling, I could be wrong. Yeah, no, I could be wrong here. I get the feeling that they had buyer's remorse in the sense that they probably regretted how they killed him because he couldn't have survived what happened to him. But I reckon they would have loved to have had him like as a recurring villain, like a Jaws type thing.
Oh, that would have been but you know what's funny about Jaws? That was kind of like a gimmick too. It was kind of, it was a little bit comical at the same time, but he would have been excellent. Especially considering the way they tied in all the Daniel Craig movies, he could have, been back around. So,
well, Jaws was initially terrifying, and then gradually, like he starts up here, like because when you first see him, you're like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah.
And then gradually, it becomes with each scene following their first fight, it becomes more of a comedy slope, and then he's jumped out of a plane, and now he's landed through a circus tent, and he's still not dead, and then like various other things happen to him that probably should kill him. But no, he's back again.
We can be honest that the Roger Moore Bond was a little comical at times.
Oh no, of course. There's no other era that would have suited. Yeah. But it got to the point of like it was like you couldn't do it in a third movie. Like they'd got to a point they could not bring him back a third time. But sorry, I'm a secret Bond fan, everyone. Sorry.
What did you think of Timothy Dalton, Tom?
I thought he was really good. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. When I was growing up, it was very much the consensus from what I saw, or from what other people said, was like, "Oh, he's terrible. It's terrible. It's a crap Bond. It's terrible. It's the worst Bond. Oh no, sorry, it's the second worst Bond, obviously, because obviously Lazenby, obviously. It's like, oh, he's terrible. It's the worst." But the films are what. But basically, everyone who says they like the Daniel Craig films usually go more gritty, more realistic. It's like, well, that was Timothy Dalton's films, though.
Yeah, Timothy
And they
Dalton's
did it
underrated.
first. Yeah.
Very, very underrated.
I think it's because they have the lead up for him saying he's gonna be Bond for almost 10 years or whatever it was.
He was meant to do a third movie, but then it got I forget what would you call it. Basically, all the legal wranglings and stuff. It's got to the point where he was like, oh, "I'm sick of waiting for this. Let Brosnan do it, or whatever."
Which I like Pierce too. I mean, I grew up with Pierce, right? So I'm 37, so Pierce is probably,
yeah,
who I grew up with. And Daniel Craig was excellent. I mean, I don't have a Bond I dislike.
I really didn't like the Pierce movies because he's like every time like jumping out of a plane, starting the motorcycle from the plane, or just always just.
Generally speaking, and I could be wrong here, but what I find happens with every Bond except Connery is that the first movie is good, the second movie not as good. Where obviously Sean Connery's the exception because he did the first movie. It was fine, it's good. Obviously, For Russia with Love is excellent, but every other Bond, it's like great opening, and then second one. Then they
I
have
think
to
that's
rebuild it.
about my favorite one from Russia with Love.
It's a great film. I watched it at the cinema last year because they were doing a James Bond, like because it was like the 60th anniversary, something like that. They were doing a film every week, so I watched a couple of them, but it's good.
I'm still disappointed you didn't go watch the 2 Home Alones playing on Christmas as you could have somehow worked out your buffet and both the movies.
They weren't available, Tony. Last couple in 2018, I watched Home Alone on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but I thought you said both of them were.
Nope, not back to back at any cinema near me.
The one movie, did you say there was there's this Christmas there's 2, I swear it was Home Alone.
If that was the case, it would have been at a time where I'd have been unable to actually see it because I tend to go and watch whatever they're showing in the morning on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, you
and
said
then I
it
go
had
to
been
the buffet.
interrupted by your buffet.
Yeah, it was basically that must have been it then. But I'd already seen Home Alone 1 on Christmas Eve. I'll tell you what happened also. One year I watched Elf on Christmas Eve, and then at cinema. Then came home and Elf was on TV, so I watched that as well. Watched it back to back because I'm dumb. But actually, I only watch Elf to watch one scene. In all truth, like I get why people love it, and it's a great movie. But for me personally, I will stomach the first hour just to see the scene in the boardroom where Peter Dinklage, ironically,
you're an angry elf.
Yeah, like, call me elf one more time. You're an elf. Oh, it's brilliant.
He must be a South Pole elf.
Yeah. Does Santa know you're here? Oh, it's wonderful. Like I say, it's so good. I will actually stomach the first hour of the film just to see it. But Tony, it's Ralphie from Christmas Story, all grown up.
Yeah.
You're not Santa.
You smell of beef and cheese. You sit on a throne of lies.
But I will tell you, you've not actually named my favourite Christmas movie.
Oh,
I'm not sure you will get it. No. All right. No.
I was
Die Hard's my favourite movie, but I don't count it as my favourite Christmas movie because I think it's pretentious.
In any of the theaters?
No, not on Christmas. Sorry,
is it a
Spencer,
traditional Christmas movie?
I spent a lot of years arguing that it was, but then now that it's accepted as such, I'm kind of like, no, actually, this is really pretentious. Like, no. Like, just because it's held at the Christmas party.
Of course, it's a Christmas movie.
But the plot isn't driven by it being Christmas.
It happened on Christmas. Dumb.
I know it happened at the Christmas party. I get that. I get that's why they're all there. Like, I understand this. But no, sorry. I'll put this in another way. No, I'll put this in another way. I don't get why people get so, like, ironically, I was about to say the opposite of what you're saying. I don't get why people get so angry to say that it's a Christmas movie. Don't get it.
Well,
but I used to do it.
Angry about it not being a Christmas movie.
Exactly. Like, unintentional. But generally speaking, if someone says they think it's a Christmas movie, fine, it's a Christmas movie. But it's not. It's actually my favourite movie. But not.
Lethal Weapon.
Nope. It's definitely a comedy. But and in fairness to Spencer, it got referenced a lot on shows last year around Christmas. So in fairness to Spencer, he wouldn't have seen it. But Tony, you should fucking know this. I never fucking shut up about it around Christmas. It's so good.
All I cared about was Derek and Derek 5.5.
Oh my god, the Derricks are great. Oh, Spencer, you wait till the Derricks arrive at Christmas. The Derrick gang. My 5 penguins. Sorry, my 6 penguins. Sorry, Derek 5.5.
I'm kind of lost on this one, I'm not gonna lie.
Christmas Vacation. It's good. Scrooged, very good. Not the right answer though.
The Night Before?
No. You go kick yourself.
How old is this movie?
I'll tell you the year it was made, or the year it was released, 1996. So in the scheme of Christmas movies, it's fairly recent, but I say that nearly 30 years ago. But you know what I mean? Like, all the classic Christmas movies are like early 90s, 80s, 1996. I have an action figure of the movie.
Oh man, Jingle All the Way.
Yes.
That is a
It's
Christmas
so
movie.
good. Oh, it's definitely a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
The plot is driven by Christmas.
Yeah, for sure.
More than Die Hard.
He burns down the house of his I guess ex-wife.
Of his neighbor. Yeah. And the great Phil Hartman, who people may or may not know, voiced Lionel Hutz and various Simpsons characters, goes, "Oh, you're not going to be able to bench press your way out of this one, are you, Howard?" but
it is a good movie.
Really was coming on to his wife, so
it is a good movie. It doesn't usually make our rotation, but it is a good movie.
It should give it a chance this year. Plus, it has Sinbad.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sinbad's my favourite bad comedian in a movie. I'm sure his stand-up's great. Like, it's not my point, but Sinbad is like, because he turned up in so many movies around like the mid-90s, and it was like, I'm guessing he did his like stand-up routine as part of the plots. He's in Coneheads. Sorry. Gary's going to be really mad at me if I've turned the show into.
Mine would have to be a movie made in 2003.
I'm not a pervert. I'm just looking for a Turbo Man doll.
You want to guess mine, Tom?
2003, and it's a Christmas movie.
Yep.
All right, I've got an.
Yep.
So I have a running joke with Bad Santa, and I'm not going to tell it because I don't want Gary to cancel me. But my wife and daughter love to watch the show Gilmore Girls. And every time I walk past and see her on the screen, I could just think of the car scene with her and Billy Bob Thornton. And if my wife watches it, of course, I'll say the phrase out loud, not when my daughter's around, but it makes me laugh. So every time I see her, I can't
BX
stop.
Gunner.
You know exactly, Tony. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I've watched Bad Santa once. I thought it was fine.
It is funny.
I think it gets better with time.
Office Christmas Party is another one you got to see.
I enjoyed that.
I mean, for me, obviously, Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation are the two we usually watched, and then Home Alone's, of course. You know, those are usually our big staple ones. But they did a sequel to Christmas Story, but they did it on HBO this last Christmas, and it was actually pretty decent. So, yeah.
Netflix have a Christmas series. I've not watched it, but every year they seem to show Christmas Chronicle, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not too bad.
But I think there's 3 of them, which makes me reluctant to watch it.
Well, it's like Santa Claus. That's another good one too with Tim Allen. So, but
yeah,
that's what the international break's about, Tony. I mean, Tom, Tony, both of you.
It's true. It's true. No, it's true, actually. To be fair, this ain't the first time we've turned movies into international breaks.
Carry off into movie land.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's not the first time this has happened during the international break. But there's the one, I think it's called Santa Claus, I could be wrong, with it's Dudley Moore, and I think John Lithgow's the villain. John Lithgow's so good in everything he's in. But there's a bit where he comes up with his grand plan for the toys, and he goes to John Lithgow, I think we should just give the toys away for free. And John Lithgow's like, for free? And you can like see his neck like fighting with itself to come out of his mouth as he's in such shock. But it's just brilliant.
He floats away in the end of the movie too, right? Like they're getting ready to arrest him, and he just floats away into the ether.
That sounds right.
Yeah. I'll admit that I finally saw it for the first time last year. So
I'll tell you what movie I watched for the first time last year. E.T. A lot of people, I've said that to, God, how can you have not seen E.T. until 2022? I was like, well, yeah, but my rationale is that I already knew what was going to happen because I've seen parodies of it so much, and The Simpsons obviously does the best scenes of everything. Like, so I feel like I know what's going to happen in Citizen Kane, and I've never watched it. I feel like I knew what was going to happen in E.T. because everything and its grandmother have done scenes of like the boy bicycle going across the moon, and you know what I mean.
But the emblem logo going on forever.
Yeah, exactly. BX Gunner, though, trying to get us back on track for some reason, has basically said the aim this week is to further condemn Chelsea to shame and misery. So
that is the aim. You know,
I'm just always afraid what we'll do after an international break. Always afraid.
You know, my biggest concern is always like anybody getting injured. Like, it's crazy. So I'll say this much. If you watch the rugby matches from this weekend, that'll make you fall in love with rugby. Like the Ireland-New Zealand game on Saturday, excellent. The France-South Africa game in the afternoon, excellent. I didn't see the England and Fiji game, but for me, the international rugby is excellent. It's the peak. You go watch Leicester play Exeter, which I like Leicester, so whatever. And, you know, it still gets you going, but it's not the same as Ireland versus Scotland or whoever. But
it's not elite, is it?
If you get an international break, Ireland versus Scotland, who cares, man? It's just and it's a friendly. I had a guy talking to me about this. The club game is just so much better than the international game. These guys practice with each other. They know each other. You're going to see a higher quality football than 25 randos that are like, I got to be here, but I want this cap. I don't want to be able – because think about it like this too, Tom and Tony. When they get that cap and it's time to negotiate for that next contract, well, I've capped for England. You need to pay me an extra $5,000 a week for that. So that's why they go and do it. You know, there is a love of country, but
there's a lot of pride for the country.
Yeah.
What I will say though about that, you're not wrong, right? But there wasn't when I first got into football. So let's say '94. International football was the pinnacle of football. Like it was where you saw the best footballers. I mean, the accessibility of football has changed that a lot. Like for example, Brazil with this. Most of the Brazil team now play in the Premier League every week, so there's no mystique to them. Whereas there was genuine mystique when Ronaldo and with Fat Ronaldo and Romario rocked up at a World Cup because it was like this is the only time you're going to see these motherfuckers for the next 4 years. And it was like seeing magic and magicians like doing their thing. Whereas now it's like, oh, now I just got to get 42 different subscription services and I can watch any footballer on earth.
Think about what the platform we have right now, Tony. I mean, and Tom as well. Sorry. Who would have thought that a guy in Virginia, a guy in Oklahoma, and a guy in England would be sitting talking sports and movies?
Yeah.
You know, in 1994, for example, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's the accessibility has made things better.
Like Tom was talking about. What got me into world football was playing the 1988 World Cup video game.
Yeah, I mean, FIFA does it for me, you know, like, and I can go back to like the first FIFA 98 I played, you know, and I've been buying some of the old video games that I used to play when I was younger. And, and some of them, you know, transcend and are still quality to this day. And some of them I'm like, oh man, but it was that imagination when you were young that just kind of like went to emulate what you saw on TV. I mean, in 1998, I was 12 years old. So, you know, yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about that, but
although I've channeled Tom in 1994. It's like if I was to go on the internet, trust me, the internet's a really cool thing. If I was to go on the internet, I'll explain later, 10-year-old Tom, and was going to talk about something. What do you want me to do? Go talk about WrestleMania 10 and Three Ninja Kids, the movie. All right. Talk about really? All right. I believe you's called it Three Ninjas. But here they had to call it Three Ninja Kids because of the I think it was because of the similarities to Ninja Turtles.
Here's a dumb question for you.
You
So,
didn't have, go ahead.
When was the first time you realized wrestling was fake? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, when was that? Was it a disappointment for you, or was it kind of like?
It probably explained a lot, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say what I would say is so I started watching it in about very good BX. Say 1991, and I'd say by 1992 the rabbit was out of the hat, let's say, or the cat was out of the bag. I think it took me just a bit less than it weren't more. I would have been happy to buy into it more, but people are people, and they will happily tell you Santa's not real.
Yeah.
Basically, to try and diminish your enjoyment.
Do you remember my answer to this question, Tom?
No, Tony, because your answer to most questions is I saw Edge's Willie.
I did.
Why do I know?
There you go. See, justified. So, Tony, what was the answer?
In an Italian bar in Kansas City. But my answer is watching Mid-South and NWA. I thought that was real wrestling. Then you had WWF with a cartoon show.
Yeah.
And Sergeant Slaughter and all these like crazy Arabs and all this shit. It's like, that's fake. This wrestling down here is real. But
Yeah. Yeah. You got to suspend your disbelief a lot, though, haven't you, with this sort of thing? I mean, no, but even this is the thing. Like, people go like, "Oh, once you accept the Undertaker's not really dead, like, then you're golden." It's like, well, no, there are other things in wrestling that we all unconsciously accept, which we know are bollocks. Like, they throw him into the ropes. Why are they running back? Like, and most of the time you're running into being hit. Like, so why would you do that? But again, we don't think twice about it.
We don't.
Or if 2 or 3
example.
times Undertaker died.
But I mean, I think you can enjoy it regardless, and you guys obviously do. And I'm not saying I don't, but it's those things from your childhood, you know, like what got you involved in the sport, what got you loving the sport, right? And it's you know, I mean, it was Tony's 1988 video game, which I'm sure had the worst graphics and played horribly. But it's those simple things when you're young, and it's like it just connects with you, right? So, you know.
Yeah, I love this game. It was called Italian in England. It was called Italian 90. It was on the Mega Drive, which I believe you call a Genesis.
Yeah.
No idea why, but yeah, it was basically, I think in America it was called like World Cup Football or something along that. It wasn't branded as Italian 90 though, but and it's terrible in the context that the game is literally top down, like you're looking at it like it's foosball, and you can only really see the shoulders unless one of the player kicks, and then you see like foot stick out. And 90% of the goals are going to be you cross the ball in, your player heads it, and it's really bad. And the clock is terrible because it actually played like every game felt like it played like for an hour, even though it didn't. But I still have such memory to playing it, and like, oh, this is a thing. And
I still like with 2006 FIFAs where you can still score like 15 goals, unlike the newer ones where you have to be so precise.
I can tell you the football match that actually got me into football. As silly as this sounds, I was watching it. It was USA 94. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I could be wrong. Basically, I was ill. I was home from school ill because I had the shits. So 9-year-old Tom had the shits, okay? And basically, I'm laying there, obviously. And
most people would call that a stomach flu, Tom.
Yeah, but you only had 4 TV channels and the World Cup's going on. So basically, there was no cartoons in the afternoon because it was World Cup football. And it was Germany versus Bulgaria. And the only thing I really knew about Germany was that they did a bad thing about 50 years previously, let's just say. They turned heel on Poland, let's just say. Runs in your chin. All right.
Sorry.
They certainly did. And basically, I remember Germany went 1-0 up, and the only thing I knew from what all the commentators were saying is, "Oh, this is a routine win. They're gonna run away with this now." So, and then Bulgaria scored twice on 1-2-1. I thought, "Oh my God, you can actually get the evil Germans getting beaten in sport as well as in wars." But too far. Anyway,
geopolitical politics inside football there's nothing better than that. That's how we should solve all the problems.
Yeah. I think you should get Israel and Palestine, send them out to Old Trafford. Yeah.
That's it. Sell tickets for £99. And hey man, we might be up to something, Tom. We might be able to sell you. We're getting Nobel Peace Prizes off this idea.
Yeah. And I'll gladly split it with you all except Tony.
Well, he didn't contribute to it. It was just you and me.
That's true. That's fair. Thank you for that. Tony was sitting there. Tony was about to go, "You motherfucker!" And then he realised, "Oh, actually, I had nothing to do with it." But
you'll be still on the game. Yeah, you were here, and it's all good. We just don't split the winnings with you. It's different.
Yeah, exactly. Like when I go to Stockholm and collect the award, I will be like, yep, and I dedicate this to Tony Turner,
Here's the
who
problem.
contributed nothing because he was probably choking up at the time.
Here's the problem, Tom.
We could
Gary's gonna want a piece of this.
That's true.
we could switch this a different way. Think of a Southern Gooner. Think of a Southern Gooner.
It's true.
Think of Thursday nights.
Global thermonuclear war.
Think of Thursday nights. Where would Arsenal play on Thursday nights, according to Matt, Tom?
Israel. Oh, Jerusalem.
New Jerusalem.
New Jerusalem. That was it. But what I am thinking is I will accept the award as Gay from Barbados, as Tony called him.
I can't believe I didn't catch that.
Oh, well, what does Leeds have this week, Tom? Coming back, from international break.
Yeah. So, sorry, I totally spaced out. Then I heard part of what you said, but I didn't hear
How many American players
parts.
do you have left, Tom?
Yeah. Is Brendan Aronson still scoring goals?
Aronson is still officially with Leeds, but I hope that changes in summer. Because unsurprisingly, this may shock you or not, but I don't really want any of the players that pissed off at the earliest opportunity to top up. Don't get me wrong, I can understand a footballer wants to top up their wages and stuff. But then the best way to have kept your wage being was just to do your job and be a better footballer in the first place. And then we'd have still been in the Premier League and you'd have been earning that money. But you didn't, and we ain't. So you've pissed off out on loan, but then you are going to get massively booed if you come back and try to kick a ball. Because being booed obviously means so much to him, according to Jordan Henson. So, anyway, I suppose I should probably try and wrap things up because Gary's got a time limit. Anyway, sorry, was that Kern? Anyway, but no, seriously, sort of ends it. Oh no, I didn't get to do crisp of the week. Oh, wait a second. We're gonna,
You can't forget your own segment, Tom.
Yeah. See, selfless. Where is my crisp of the? Just not label. Crisp of the show. I'm playing that for 35 seconds. Not going to work. Here we go. It is cheese and onion, X-Cut, flavour crunch chips.
So they still use that?
Anyway.
They still use that as advertisement, the X is extreme.
The X is for extreme flavour.
I thought that died in early 2000s stuff.
It stopped being cool as soon as it went to January 2001. I hated that everything in the year 2000 was called something 2000.
It
got old real quick.
It was all about marketing in 2000.
Yep.
Is BX still watching? Tom?
Yeah. Well, sorry, what's that, Tony?
Said is BX still watching us?
I'm sure he is.
Since I've been waiting 13 months and 10 days for my care package, since Gary left for England, he said he was going to send me a care package. BX still hasn't done it. But what comes out in 5 hours and 54 minutes are these great Spider-Man Adidas shoes.
You'd be lucky if he bought you a packet of crisps. These are delicious, by the way. These are very high. You know what? We're just going to, let's say, these are a healthy 8.88 out of 10.
Sounds good.
Come up with 560,000 out of 578,000. Doing that time.
Exactly. But in keeping with the tone of the show, why do fathers take an extra pair of socks when they go golfing? In case they get a hole in one.
There we go.
Ding. Ba-dum. That was it.
That's for wrong show, Tom.
It's
That would
never
be-
the wrong show for
That would
corny
be dad jokes for 600.
Right. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to do the Mr. Tom question of the show. Now where's the thing there?
Hurry up, Gary.
You didn't ask any questions today, Tony.
You're going to be make Gary mad that you're 10 minutes late, but you're actually 6 minutes since we got a late start.
Yep. I know it's here, but I just can't see it.
We'll just pretend you're one of the beginning of it.
Tony, how much of those chips have you crushed since you've been sitting here, my guy? Like,
I
bag
switched
on yet, baby?
bags. I
It's
switched
almost
bags. I just
There
went
you
to
go.
the wavy lays.
There you go.
There might not even be a video for it. I
I'm just
forgot.
eating like one at a time.
Question is, Friday was England's only third ever international match, to be played on Friday the 13th. When was the last time England played a match on Friday the 13th?
Well, it was Friday the 13th, but how many years ago would be I don't know. I hope BX is still here because I don't know.
I'm going to say 1976 for some weird reason.
Well, you got to be thinking of like when it would have rolled around to an international break and things like that. It can be worked out, not by me, but okay.
One of my friends in grade schools had his birthday on. His birthday was the 13th of October.
Okay.
Oh,
the answer is I'm blunts. I'm sorry.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Well, anyway,
that's
the answer.
Are you sending those to me as a care package?
We're going to give BX the points for that.
Please do not send those in the mail.
The answer is
how to.
Friday the 13th of November 2015, England lost 2-0 to Spain. So basically, it was the last Friday. Basically, it was, 8 years ago?
If you watch after the show, if we have our wrestling Watch Raw with Tony after the show, you can learn how to package your weed and send it across country.
There's not one person within the sound of your voice that is going to want to do that.
Oh, God, no.
But just for posterity, the only other time England played on Friday the 13th was Friday the 13th of May 1949, where England lost 3-1 to Sweden. So
that's crazy that it was that many years in between, Tom.
Yeah. It was crazy that before Friday we had never won an international match on Friday the 13th. Until the Aussies rolled into town. And then we fucked them up in the most boring way possible.
I guess it wasn't cricket, right?
Certainly wasn't. But football's the only sport that actually matters when we play them at. So it's funny, like
series called the Ashes. I thought that it mattered, man. Like cricket.
It matters when we win it, but
not when you lose to Afghanistan.
Oh, I couldn't believe we lost to Afghanistan in the cricket. And I don't mean to get racial when I say what I'm about to say. No.
Don't
But
worry, the
let's
U.S.
be
lost
fair.
to Afghanistan too. It's
Well, no,
hard.
this is the
Too
thing,
soon?
though. It's like, no, but your country, in terms of cricket, is like a third world country, like, because you don't put any resources into it, with respect. You don't.
I
I mean,
don't
it's
care
quite
what
clear
you
that you
think
don't.
of it, Tom. You said wake up Riddy. I want to hear Riddy's thought of it.
But you're hosting the one of the next 20. I think it's the next 2020 Cricket World Cup. You'll be hosting it.
Talking about the U.S.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like they're going to attempt to crack America, basically, and grow the game. And, well, it's never going to top baseball. Stop trying.
But as long as it's a T20 and not a test match, you'll have people.
Oh yeah.
You'll have people crying after a test match.
Do we even have any cricket stadiums?
You have some small ones. I was looking. It was last year, but I was looking when they were doing the qualifying for it. But I was looking it up. But yeah, there is parts of your country that they do play cricket, but just never to like any notoriety. But if they can convince people that you can go to a cricket match and get drunk in a similar way to you would at baseball, then they'll do well.
Yeah, that's facts.
But it's convincing people of that. But yeah, so with respect to
Only thing I
Gary
wanna see-
and his time,
Only thing I want to see on a cricket ground, Australian rules football.
That's good stuff.
You don't know how many times I'd watch that at like 4 in the morning.
Aussie rules football is excellent.
I've never fully understood it, but I've watched bits of it, and they understand it, and they're really into it. I'll give them that.
Only
So
part I don't
Tony,
understand about it's the dribbling the ball down the field. You have to drop it every so often when you're running. That's the only part I don't get about it.
It's basically basketball, soccer, and football on
Yeah,
Sunday.
it's all of them.
Let's go.
yeah,
It's
like
got the
the
basketball
Gaelic,
scoring.
yeah, it's like the Gaelic football in Ireland. Similar, like they do.
They're
I
basically
mean, I don't
the
watch
same
it.
thing.
But,
They're basically the same thing.
yeah.
Curling is
So
excellent.
Tony, what are you gonna be on, or this part where you say goodbye and promote your stuff?
I'll be on with you Wednesday. Be with Ray on Arsenal Fan Circle Thursday.
Do you have the StreamYard link to the Full Nelson on Wednesday?
I don't know if you sent it to me yet.
I've not. I can guarantee you I've not. So will you be with me on Wednesday for the Full Nelson?
I don't have a reason not to.
Okay, well, we'll see about giving you that link.
Unless I'm late getting
Anyway.
back from the neurologist.
You're going to the neurologist.
Yeah.
Were you going to tell your neurologist to watch the Full Nelson?
Neuromuscular / neurologist, yeah. I'll ask him. He's a young guy, so.
Does he like AEW? No. Well, no. No. Well, if he does, he definitely won't watch us.
Tony Khan? So what I'm supposed to say when I walk in?
I find him fascinating in that I've not seen any other director of football behave like he does on Twitter. Yet he's Fulham's director of football. And what other director of football in the Premier League goes out on Twitter and writes things like, "This is the first time John Cena's been on a TV show that didn't do 1 million viewers. Ha ha, they're the real losers." It's like, no, Tony, you're the real loser because you're tweeting about it. But anyway, sorry. I'm sure he's a nice man. I'm sure Tony Khan's a nice man when he's not on the coach. Sorry. Wait, what? Sorry, I didn't. I do
Can you
seriously think
hurry
he's
up
probably a
so
nice
we can
fella.
go see what I'm missing?
Yeah, so
100 miles away from
Spencer,
here.
will you be found anywhere else on the internet this week?
Well, I might be doing something with Gooner Gathering later this week. I know Thursday A Clemson buddy of mine, thought we were gonna get together and talk a little Clemson football. It's about they've already played 6 games this season, so it's halfway through the season. So we're not gonna do like a review show, but we'll probably talk about it. I reached out to him Friday, and I just have to pick a day this week to do it. So it's looking like Thursday is gonna be the day.
Are they
But other
still
than
doing
that,
terrible?
well, I mean, we're just trying to manage expectations and keep a positive mindset and all that other wonderfulness. But the YouTube channel is Bronco and VA 9986. I honestly haven't posted anything in a couple of weeks. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm just kind of helping other people out at this point in my life.
You can't have your defensive coordinator back, by the way.
Oh, no, I'd love to have him back, but he's doing excellent in Oklahoma, and I love to see it. I'm happy he's doing well. Love Brent.
You're lucky. Bob hired his brother. Have 2 coordinators, and Brent didn't like it, so he went to Clemson.
And then Lincoln Riley is going to do Lincoln Riley things and not know. He has no idea what defense is. Defense. But no, other than that, I mean, I help out on this show, and you can find me here. You can find me on Gooner Gathering. You can find me on the internet at Arsenal9986, or as Tom likes to say, at CatDog4824. So, thanks for the fun tonight, guys. It was excellent.
It's traumatic trying to find your Twitter account when I'm already because I'll be doing my stats for the wrestling prediction thing, but I'll do it in my own and text it to myself.
Yeah.
So then I don't have the luxury of typing C for cat and then it telling you. So then I'm like, the fuck is his Twitter account? Then I have to go back into Twitter, come back out, and then I'm like, what was it? 4824? What? Then I have to go back in again, and it's like, why can't your Twitter account just be Spencer6?
Because that was taken, Tom.
Obviously, yes, that's true.
I mean, what was I supposed to do? You're Mr. Tom 28, but there was a 27, 26, 25, all the way down.
Yeah, but I picked 28 because it was my birthday.
Oh, well, okay.
I actually didn't know if there was a 26 or whatever.
What does 420 mean, Tony? I'm just kidding. You already know. Sorry. It's this Visa PIN code. So.
Why is it 420, Tony?
It's when the kids in California would go smoke their weed.
Oh.
At 20 past 4 in the afternoon.
Yep.
In England, they have tea at that time. Is that correct there, Tom?
In the cricket world, yes. In the world where you have to work for your money, no, you ain't got time for that shit. You just like high society does tea, cricket does tea. We do breakfast, lunch, dinner, and if you're lucky, you do whatever you want. But yeah, just saying, like this fucking tea shit is.
I thought you did second breakfast, third breakfast.
I do. I'll tell you what. I'm not really a breakfast person.
World.
Oh, you motherfucker! Sorry. Yeah, you are. You don't get the luxury of saying good night, Tony.
Well, good night, people.
Yeah. Well, it's good night. It's good night from me. It's good night from him, and it's good night from him. I'm pointing at Tony, not my penis.
I was not.
Now I'm pointing at. Anyway, sorry. So have a good night, everyone. Have a good week. Please go back and listen to the shows they are on, because I've already forgot. No, I've not. But have a good week, and as always, try and practice good mental health. And if you need help, don't be afraid to seek it. Good night. Please don't ban me from doing your shows ever again, Gary. Please. Please.